Hello, everybody. Welcome to this very special mini reading. As you know, I always like to show up for the lunar events. We have a new moon coming up this week, and I wanted to give us a little bit of extra time to prepare for it. So welcome, everybody. If you happen to be watching live, it's good to see you. Everyone else, I'm glad to have you here on the replay. I think we have Apollo behind me as well. He's sleeping, holding a little bit of space for us. Let's go ahead and get started. As always, I like to do 3 cards, past, present, and future. And we'll pull some oracle cards as well. All right, and I do try to do live streams at different times. This is going to hopefully help out those of you that are in Europe or possibly Australia. Good to see you guys. All right, here we go. Past, present, and future. And let's get some oracle cards as well. I'm just going to keep them all in this oracle family. Okay, beautiful cards. Let's begin. We're going to start with past influences first. It was the only reversal in the tarot cards here. We have the world reversed, showing a change in worldview, a change in, for some of you, path, or possibly even change of heart. And I feel like many of us have felt like this beginning of 2025 has been kind of topsy-turvy, right? So this is pretty accurate. You're allowed to change your mind. You're allowed to shift and move with the changing energy around you. And sometimes we get kind of fixated in one way of thinking or being. So just because it worked before, or just because you said you were going to do it a few months ago, doesn't mean that it still is holding the same validity now, and it's okay to have that movement. This also represents something that could be overdue. If you've been holding on to something that you're, again, I've been picking up on this with some of the signs that I've been reading, but like perfectionist tendencies, it's kind of coming through with this. So when we have Empress energy reversed, when we have the world reversed, to me, it shows me something is done and dusted and it's ready to be released. So just some validation that either if you want to change or move forward or move on, the world card is absolutely saying now is the time. This is in the past. So the other thing here, karmically speaking, is don't limit your potential. And this is kind of tricky when it comes to manifestation, because sometimes, we think, well, though this would be good enough, I'll just take that, but allow yourself to receive even more. Don't put a cap on the sky, basically, the firmament. And I love this particular illustration because we see the person kind of looking out at the cosmos, right? So allow yourself to think even grander and allow yourself to move forward. As we look at the oracle card, which is clarifying this, we have love and getting a different perspective here. So we have the love and the eagle. So it might be necessary in order to get that perspective to take a step back, to possibly even talk to someone that you love to get a different perspective as well. Sometimes we're too close to the situation, right? And we just can't see exactly how it's going to factor out. So I think working with a mentor, working with a friend, working with a counselor could be really advantageous. Also, focusing on loving yourself, accepting yourself, and doing something that you love. That's going to bring you much closer to this energy of expansion that we see here with the world. Beautiful energy so far. Let's go ahead and move into what this new moon is bringing forth. It's going to be busy. I mean, I feel like many of us already are very busy here, but let's take a look at this. We have the 8 of Wands coming through. Oftentimes we see it's kind of like rockets in the air, right? So one of the challenges this week in particular, and I'm glad that we're doing it early, even though I'm busy and I'm trying to catch up on things and I'm trying to recover, I'm like, we got to get this new moon reading out earlier than later. So pace yourself, take some time, and take some time to look around you to see what's going on. You've got what it takes to complete whatever it is that you want to do this week. 8 of Wands shows me productivity, and you just have to sort of take time for yourself in the mix here, okay? Gosh, there's a lot of energy coming through. I feel like new moons are great for this, by the way. It's almost like there's too many irons in the fire. So really pick one thing where you feel like you can make the biggest impact and let that be your focal point, okay? The other stuff you can multitask as needed, but I feel like some of you might be scattered in too many directions, too many dimensions. So really focus as best as you can and then delegate wherever necessary, okay? We have a beautiful message here supporting it, which is strength. And for many of you, I mean, because this is a new moon, please make a ceremony of it. Take a moment, light a candle, write something down in the journal, and then set something into motion. So we have that sort of ceremonial energy with this. And also just a reminder that you have the strength to make your dream come true. And we are still in this new year, and it feels like it's been a year already, right? I can't speak for everyone, but the past couple months have been intense, whether it's world events, whether it's like even here in LA, certain things like the fires, and there's been things going on with the planes, and it just seems like it's a lot, right? So take a moment here. All of that is still happening, but let's use the power of the new moon to create something positive. One thing that I like to try to do on this channel is still see where we can affect positive change and movement. So let's do that. There are things we can control. There are things that are happening no matter what. Let's focus on setting something positive into motion, okay? And that's really what this particular oracle card is reminding us to do. Now let's see where it's all headed. And it looks pretty good, folks. We have the 10 of Pentacles coming through. 10 of Pentacles can be family. It can be business. It can also just be completion. So we have a card here showing that there's a lot happening, something that's overdue. You still have the potential to bring it to fruition, provided that you get perspective, provided that you take care of yourself and focus on something positive. And then we have here this omnipresent energy here and tons of transformation. So we'll break it down here. 10 of Pentacles. Definitely we can take this as a call to be more grounded, to focus on the core things that matter most: friendships, projects, also like community, because the 10 of Pentacles can be community, and we see that here, multi-generational sort of energy as well. I think that anything you put your energy behind this week, you can see a return on that energy over the course of the rest of this month, which there's not a lot of time left, but that's fine. And whenever I do a new moon or a full moon reading like this, it's going to take you to that next phase. So from this new moon to the next full moon, you can get to this 10 of Pentacles energy. It could take more or less time depending on what's going on with you, but see the possibilities, focus on that possibility, and let yourself see one thing to the finish line here during this month ahead. And then we have spiritual connection here with the spirit world here. So one thing I think is really important is to make time in your schedule for your own spiritual practice. For some of you, maybe it's music. Maybe others of you, it's fixing up the house or working on the car, writing a book. I don't care. Each of us has our own connection to spirit, but make some time for your particular connection and know that that is magical, that that is important, and that is special. Let's just look at one extra card here, and then we'll wrap this up because I like this to be short and sweet. For everybody that's tuning in, I'm going to ask a question like, what can you focus on? How can you either overcome a block or accomplish your goal? What's the magic sort of thing that you need to put into the mix here that we haven't already covered? And we'll leave it at that. So we have the Magician, which is such a beautiful card to come through. She represents the ability to focus, and she's discerning. Notice how she's just using one of the tools. So I really do think that the most challenging thing as we wrap up February and get ready for March is how can we focus and stay concentrated on one thing, because it's hard with all that's going on in the world. So set up time where you turn your phone on Do Not Disturb, where you close your laptop, where maybe you're even out in nature or in a place in your, your office or your apartment or your life where the distractions aren't so omnipresent, so that you can put your energy into that one thing. And magicians can basically manifest. So if you focus on the positive, you have a better chance of accomplishing it. If you focus on the critical, the negative, the fear, you amplify that. So really pay attention to what you're amplifying. And I just did a reading for Capricorn, I believe, where I was talking about what you're putting into your energy. And if you put really great stuff in, then you can output that. If not, you're going to have a difficult time. It's kind of like putting the worst fuel in a machine. It's going to break down. So I'd love for you to do something that nourishes your mind, body, and spirit, to focus. Again, even if it's just one day a week that you kind of have this opportunity to really put your time and energy into one thing, do that and see if you don't notice a difference in how you feel and how productive you are. And that, my friends, is a very unusual live reading. I don't always do the lunar ones as live ones, but I didn't want to have a perfectionist tendency myself on this either. And I have a lot of work to do, so I thought, let's show up live. It'll be fun. I hope you enjoyed this. If you haven't already subscribed and you're brand new, please subscribe. I do surprising readings like this sometimes. Give me a thumbs up, leave a comment when this goes on replay, and also use the share button to let people know if this is something that you enjoyed. You can also follow me on social media. It's my full name on all major platforms, Nicholas Ashbaugh, nicholasashbaugh.com on Blue Sky. You can give back right here with super stickers, super chat, and also with memberships. Remember, I don't give private readings. And thank you for taking some time today. Quickly here, I don't think we got any super stickers or super chats, so I just want to say thanks to everybody that showed up. Enjoy the new moon. I'm in the process of getting all of the monthly readings done. I'm still recovering, as you can hear and tell. I'm going to try to do 2 to 3 a day, which may get all of them done by the 1st, but if not, by the end of the day on the 1st, hopefully we'll have most of them up. All right, everyone, have a great one, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.